Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Tired, but good.
You had a long week this week.
Very long week. Very long week. A lot
Yo, you
of.
got a new haircut too.
I did. Yeah, I had to look good for the restaurant job. So just.
Why? Did they ask you to get a new haircut?
Yeah, yeah. They didn't like my old fuzzy hair, which I don't blame them. It was bad too, so I needed it anyway.
I've never heard that, like a restaurant asking their employee to get a haircut.
They didn't really like say it out loud, but they kind of like implied it, and I was like,
Hmm,
"Gotcha, don't worry."
gotcha.
I had
Right.
I had to go buy new t-shirts that button downs that are black because they have like a standard, and I was like, oh man, I haven't done this in 5 years. So I went to Kohl's, tried different shirts, found cheap ones, and
Wow.
yeah,
And you also have potentials coming up?
yeah, yeah. Uh, I'm sitting waiting. Let's just say that, sitting and waiting, hoping something happens.
And then if that happens, you'll have to leave the restaurant that you just
Yes,
started.
yeah, yeah. But they've been great because they said that this is my career, and they're like, yeah, no, keep pursuing that career. So
Oh,
can't
nice.
thank
Nice
them
one.
enough. Yeah. How you doing?
Big plus. I'm good. I had an interview in the real estate industry yesterday
Okay.
because I was just like I had my only other skill set is in the real estate industry because I was in it before I came into animation. It was weird. It was weird. I've forgotten how different it is.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking about what how I had to dress for the interview, which is something you never think about for animation. I just the whole thing made me realize how much you can be yourself in our industry. You can just really do and well not do, but just be yourself as much as possible, and no one will judge you. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
But yesterday I was thinking like, what should I wear? Like, how fancy should it be? And then I was going to East Bay, which is sunny and hot, so I was thinking of wearing a short sleeve. And then I have tattoos on these sides of my arms, and I was like,
How does
is it
that
gonna
gonna
be a
look?
bad thing to yeah? So how is it? And the fact that I was even thinking about it, I was like, is this the right industry for me? Like I, you know. So it was an interesting experience. I have multiple interviews in front of me, so we'll see how it goes.
But all in like different fields, not in animation.
And then, I mean, no, multiple interviews of the same interview. Like
Okay.
it's the interview number two and three and four and whatever. So it's gonna be a long ride. But no, I don't have any other interviews in real estate or animation so far. Though I should also say that I stopped applying. I haven't applied in like I applied to one job a few days ago, but 3 weeks before that I haven't applied to anything. I got
You gotta keep applying.
overwhelmed.
Gotta keep applying.
I
I
will again. I'll start again, but it's
my
hard.
daily routine, so maybe you can do this. My daily routine is every day I wake up, I look at Apple News just to see if there's any current events, anything that's coming up, and then I go onto LinkedIn. And then I'll look through LinkedIn, and the cool thing you know about it with LinkedIn is if someone you know liked some kind of position,
Oh, that's the best. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let me read the descriptions. Do I fit it? Perfect. All right, and then I run to my computer, set everything up, get the demo, get the
Yeah, but
resume.
there's so many of them where you see the post and then by when you look at the comments, there are like 300, 200, 400 people that are saying, "Oh, I applied." And then the mistake I used to make was to go through them and see who applied. And sometimes you see someone like, okay, is there a
No,
point for
don't
me
do
to apply
that.
for this stuff? So I stopped doing that. But yeah, when you consistently see that, and then I was getting consistent no's, I was overwhelmed. I was like, okay, I'll give myself 3 weeks off, which I did, and then I started applying again this week. But
See,
I
I
should
don't
go
look
back.
at I don't look at how many people have like commented. I don't look at anything like that. I'm just like, that's a position I like, that's the position I want. I'm gonna apply, and then
How do you? It's hard to not notice the amount of comments. I
well,
mean,
it's
yeah,
just
not going through that totally, but
I the thing is they make the post so big, so it's just I just see the post. I don't see anything below, and I don't care. I look through it.
don't you see it in your feed? Like my feed is like smaller posts.
But when you click the post, you if they
Yeah,
have
when
a
you click
long
it.
one, yeah.
I can't. I just as soon as I scroll, I say, oh. So many fun.
Nope, nope. Forget that. Forget that. Leave it. But
But honestly, I love the industry. Like after yesterday, I just love it even more.
yeah.
The freedom of it is amazing.
No, it's true. I mean, you did bring up a good point. Even working back at the restaurant, it's like such a different environment and
You have to buy shirts for it.
buy
Get a
shirts.
haircut.
But like the crazy thing is, when I left that industry, I was a lot of the people that worked there, I was their manager. So I
Oh,
was
that's
in
why you were
charge.
saying I need to tell people I'm not your boss.
Yep. So I've been in a few days of training and I've already gotten people like telling me like, "Hey, can you give me your manager code for so and so?" And I'm like, "I don't do that anymore. I'm down below and like when I go through training, people I've trained, they're training me now. And they
Ah,
they keep telling me like, "Oh, you've done this before." I'm like, "Listen, you need to take that whole thought process, throw it out the window and think I'm just brand new because I really am. I forgot
yeah.
everything." So, yeah, it's tough. And I bet it's gonna be the same for us when we go to like a new animation studio. It's like it'll be all brand new for us, but they'll put that expectation of like, you know what you're doing, right?
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
yeah, I do, but I want you to keep teaching me.
Because I mean, each studio also has their own style, and it's if you want to know how they do things. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get to a studio soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
We're gonna talk today with one of our coworkers from Halon. I've been in contact with her since before the layoffs because she actually left for another job before the layoffs happened. She was one of the lucky ones. So we're gonna talk about that with her today. Her name is Shravya Shetty,
Ooh.
and woo, yeah, she's excited to speak with us today, and we'll bring her on in a second.
Super excited to hear from her because it's been a long time.
Hmm. Hello! It
It's
works now.
snowing.
Oh, you can't hear us?
You can't hear.
Oh, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
It's the
Yay!
blizzard, right?
Yeah, definitely. Snowstorm.
I didn't know it snowed over there.
Yeah,
It's,
apparently.
it's heavily.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Excited to have you on here.
Yeah, thank you
Excited to
so
be
much for
here.
joining us.
Of course. It's nice to see you again, Termeh. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. How I
Excellent.
know that me and you talk a lot, but you and
Yes.
Alejandro haven't talked since
Yeah.
Since New
a while,
Year's.
right?
Since New Year's. It's been a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah. Tell
How have
me.
you
Is that
been
the
since Halon? Because
him or me?
no, you,
Ah.
because before
Well,
we
okay,
were
she did ask about me. Well, it's been kind of. I'm sorry, go ahead.
before we were introducing you to our viewers, and we were saying that you left Halon before the layoffs happened,
Yeah.
which is you were lucky. And you
Yeah.
went to another company, and then
Yes.
let us know how did it go, what happened, how have you been?
Oh, yeah. So before the layoffs happened, I think you guys knew that we were seeing people slowly being laid off. You know what the trend was,
Yeah, yeah.
and because of that, I was like, okay, it's time to see where this goes. The H-1B process didn't go through, so I was like, you know what? We had, I think all of us had interviewed for the same place. It was Frame Store, and
We did.
Alejandro's like, ooh,
And it was around the same, we all did it in the same week too, like back-to-back interviews and
Yep.
yeah.
shit. I'll let each other
Um,
know, like, they asked me this, make sure you talk about this in your interview.
yeah. So like our little circle was very helpful per se, and they offered me a job and full package, moved to London, and I said, why not? Europe's awesome, and that's where I went.
Did
The
you like
process
it?
was, yeah, I did. London was awesome. It didn't rain for the first whole week I was there, so
Oh wow, just whole week.
yeah,
That's great.
By the way, she's a great tour guide. She helped me out when I actually went for literally one day to London.
yeah. He
Wow,
told,
really?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, did
he
I not
told
tell
me
you?
on the day that he was landing, and I was like, God damn it, I'll take some time off.
Yeah, it
And
was one of those spur of the moments when I got laid off. My one friend worked for JetBlue and said, "Hey, do you want to do something crazy?" And I was like, "Let's go watch Tottenham play in London." He goes, "Okay, let's go." So 2 days were full of travel, and then one day was hanging out with Shravya for basically the
Wow.
entire day till we left for the game.
You must have missed her so much that in the one day you had time, you're like, I need to see Shravya in London.
Oh yeah, of
I don't need to
course.
sleep. I'm not jet lagged at all.
No. Did we look jet lag?
Not at all, actually. Y'all were so energetic. I was like, huh, interesting. I would be dead.
Well,
I would be dead.
my friend Andrew passed out in the train after we left you.
I
After
can see
that,
that
he was
happening.
he was dead. He just didn't want to be there anymore, and I'm like, we still have a game.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
And you
then
got
you
some
went to
jerseys too.
we did. Yeah.
so you went to London and it didn't rain. And the process that you had to go through, was it easy? Was it hard? Were they nice? Did they help you
Uh,
with everything?
well, I got sick on my first day, like really badly sick.
Oh no.
Yeah, my aunt's a nurse there, and I was living with them, and she got a cold, and she passed it on to me. And my first day in, I had a mask on. I was walking down the street, and I was seeing everybody in suits. Okay, everybody. And I was like, oh shit! I had like jeans and a simple top on. I was like, God damn it, what happened? And then we congregated at the ground floor, so they have an entire building that they have rented out. I think 6 floors at the time, plus 2 floors basement. And I was talking to all the other people that were in the lobby, and they were like, "Oh no, those guys are just the law people, because there's a
There's
Supreme
a
Court or
law.
something like." Yeah, there's like the entire Supreme Court justice out there in
Oh,
that
oh,
area. It's on
I thought
Chancery
Frame
Lane. Yeah.
Store. I thought Frame Store
No,
had lawyers. I was like, wow.
I'm sure Framestore also has lawyers.
I'm pretty sure they do. But the process was nice. Everybody was super cool. It was pretty chill. It was a 3 month onboarding, but on the heels of me joining, the actors went on strike. So we originally had some plates, and we were gonna get some more plates for. I don't know if I can disclose the project right now, but
Probably wouldn't, to be safe.
Yeah,
no,
just
yeah,
say a
let's not do
project.
that.
Yeah.
So projects, and they couldn't continue because the actors, well, the lead actors were not going to be filming for the time. So we lost two. We didn't lose them, but they just got stagnated because we couldn't work on any of them. Yeah, and they're primarily mostly post-viz. They're still building up their visualization team. They want to keep everything. They wanted to keep everything in house. So one of the projects they were trying to acquire for pre-tech and post-viz, like we did for one of our projects. Yeah.
Okay, so question.
Yes.
So the company we used to work for, Halon, and then Frame Store was, and I know you don't have to go into specifics on like what the processes were, but was it basically the same? Like, did one like Halon help you out to the next one? How was that transition and everything?
Interesting question. I'll answer it in 2 parts from what I understood. Halon's entering, I was thrown into the deep end. I didn't have any time to kind of get acquainted with anything, versus Framestore really took the time to just, so this is how we do this, and then they give you like a bunch of tutorials that you're supposed to like go over super quick. And you are partnered up with a buddy who helps you through the process, most likely a senior, and we've had a lot of seniors lying
Oh wow,
around.
that's cool.
That is
Nice,
cool.
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
So it was pretty good. Their pipeline was taught to us. They were still trying to get into Unreal, so that's that part. So Halon did help because we worked, primarily in Unreal Engine for a lot of our renders and stuff, and we learned how to bring something through Maya to Unreal and then out. They were trying to get that into their pipeline, so
Gotcha.
it was easy to help recommend stuff to them.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you were, so it was really good. Okay.
It was very good. Yes.
Nice. Nice.
Wait, when you started with Halon, did you feel like you came in without really knowing much, but then when you went into Framestore, you're like, oh, I have a good understanding of a lot of things.
Definitely. That was definitely what it felt like. I was more confident. Plus, like, Halon was one of my first proper studios. So, yeah, before that, I was with architecture, and before that, I was with medical. So, when I was here, I was
And
like,
for our viewers, you're a previous artist, 3D
yes, I'm
animator?
a
Medical? Were you trying to be a doctor?
No. We were just building. I was building 3D assets for
Oh.
them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Surprise,
Sorry.
Alejandro, she was supposed to be a doctor, and now she's an animator.
Oh God, I was gonna say, wow, I didn't know this.
It's like that Asian genes, you know? And they were like, you have to be a doctor. No, no,
I'm,
my parents were
I'm,
I was fully supposed to be an engineer, and now I'm an animator. I mean, I don't know. Now I could be a real estate agent. Who knows?
not. Where's the work coming to? I don't know. It's AI.
yeah.
It is AI. It is AI. AI is getting. I was reading this article about the fact that it came out that a few of Netflix's shows used AI in their marketing. Like Civil War. Have you seen the movie? The new movie? It's
No.
really
No.
good. Go
Oh, is
watch
it?
it.
Okay.
It's hard to watch, but it's very good. Their posters for their marketing was used with AI, and it looks weird because that area, like that doesn't exist. You have to go see it. I'll pop it up on the side so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But it's yeah, it's already out. Everyone's using it.
Oh, I see it.
You see it. You should
I'm
point
helping
down.
you.
Oh, right.
Oh,
I
point
see
Point
it.
down.
down. Point
I
down.
see what you mean. Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
one.
Look at that. Wow. Did you see it, Shravya? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. It looks really nice.
Don't cut this
Took
out.
it out weird.
Wait, so did you guys talk about AI at all at Frame Store? Was it something that was out yet? Not.
It was in a way. So everybody at the time, AI was hush hush and not the hot keyword that's going around right now. But we were using something that was developed with the people that I think developed by Ragdoll, which is basically a simulation software where
I love
body.
Ragdoll.
Oh,
It's
it's so good.
amazing. I love it.
Yeah,
Continue. Continue. Sorry.
Don't
I
know
mean, we
this.
all like did some of the R&D for it at Halon too, so it really helped.
Did we?
But they already have a yeah, we did.
You were on a different project. He was on a specific project with Spencer, I think. So
Okay.
he didn't.
I did not do any. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know Bragdoll.
I just feel like it's expensive. Otherwise, I
Mhm.
would use it right now. I love it because the body collision thing, for example, it's so simple because let's say you have a gun in your hand, no, not in your hand, in your rig's hand, and he's running with the gun. And if you put like you bring the body collision higher, if he hits himself, it's gonna ricochet out. So you don't have to animate all that. You just focus on the like hand movement and the running, which is just saves you a lot of time. Like I love AI in those things. Why can't? Oh, I can show. Yes, yes. I can also show that to you. Yes, yes, yes. It's great. Ragdoll's great. Yeah.
So we had a plugin for that, like input
Um,
into Maya, so you could use it directly. It was really nice,
How
very
does
easy
that
to use,
work?
and um, they have a lot of. So you have one that is your actual doll, and then there's another that builds a simulated version of the person or the rig on the other side, and you're supposed to do all of the what do you say? Uh, Gravity stuff on
Uh-huh.
it. So, and then they have like controls on the side where we have most of our like X, Y, and Z access, position, rotation stuff. That's where they have a lot of the different controls, and then you move the sliders to see what works. If you're gonna like drop a guy from the top and have him bang on the ground, right? So you have to see how heavy he has to be and stuff like that. So
Oh, that's really cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
but it's real time, so if he goes
Yeah.
through a little bit, you can adjust it and do it again right after. It's like that quick, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, nice, nice.
And you can go back a few versions too because it like saves that much
But then
But
time.
it
if you
is
like an old version, you just go,
Yeah.
I want, okay, that's
it
cool.
is expensive enough though that all companies or studios won't. I don't think they can use a plugin right now, at least.
But
But it's one
someday,
of the better ones.
someday.
Yeah, someday soon, because they're gonna have competition soon, and I'm sure they'll make adjustments to their price. I hope so.
Nice.
Hopefully, we got Blender, and then we got Unreal Engine, and now we might have something with that. You know.
I thought you said Blender, like you use Blender at Framestore. I was like, what? I didn't know
No.
this. Big
That's what I
studio
was
using
thinking. I was
Blender?
like, well, I mean, Blender's growing, so I
Yeah.
couldn't.
I've never heard any big studio use it though. Have you?
The
Mm.
the the program's amazing. I haven't
It's
heard it
amazing.
either, but it's truly amazing.
Yeah, it's the future. Like I if I could, I would just switch to Blender completely and
And
make one
I
logo
game.
think
appear here.
And then, so what happened after? What happened with Space Store?
W-
Tell us your story.
Yeah, here's the better question.
Yes.
You got the news for the layout. How did that feel?
Layout.
Layoff?
Oh, layoffs.
Layoffs, sorry, layoffs.
Ah.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like I got the news for the layoffs. So, we got the news for the layoffs. Now, London's very different from America in a way that when they are laying off a massive amount of people, first of all, you're not allowed to breach contract. So if you're, I was on contract for a year, so if it was only one or two or three people, there'd be problems. But because they were laying off a bunch of people, there is some sort of law that says that you need counsel, somebody to represent the artists inside the company itself. And this is me just shamelessly saying, like, oh, London has really good laws for artists and
And no, it
workers.
does. Like
It
the fact that
does.
you have that counsel really helps because you don't
Yeah,
feel like you're just bombarded with things that you have no control over.
Yeah.
At least
exactly.
someone's there with you.
Exactly. So we had somebody that used to negotiate for us. Basically, we'd say, "How about da 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 da," which is like points to, oh, maybe we could take a pay cut, or you could pay us after we get some work, or stuff like that. So he talked on behalf of a lot of people, and then he talked to the upper management. And none of the upper management was allowed to talk to. Once that set in, once we got the date that okay, this is the date where we're deciding we're going to start our negotiations, they cannot talk to us regarding any of this. Anybody that's in upper management, none of our supervisors could talk to us. It could only be through that one person that we had elected as our head of department or head of just negotiations, and
They couldn't
he
talk
would
to you
take
about this specific thing, right? They couldn't.
specific thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not about any project ongoing.
No. Projects are fine. So he used to go, at the time it was a he used to go talk to management. He brought all of our concerns and also all of our negotiations to them. And then they'd say, oh, we can't do this, or this is not possible. Our company's too big. We won't be able to execute this, and so on and so forth. And by the end of it, they said, so we're going to decide on the number of people that we're going to lay off. They don't disclose who they're gonna lay off. You might find out if your friends are nice enough. But yeah, a lot of the people that are that I knew are not there anymore, technically, because a lot of the comp team also got laid off, from what I know from one of my friends. And
How long was the process taking? Like, was it excruciatingly long or
it
like,
was, in the beginning you don't feel it because you're like, oh, they'll handle it, our elected
mm,
person will handle it, we'll see how it goes and what response we get from them. Once we
yeah,
get a response, then again you're given another month to basically just talk to HR and be like, I could go to a different department, and internally they will transfer you or give you an opportunity to talk to any of the job openings that are there in the company. Because I think you know
nice.
this,
Oh,
but
that's good.
moving within a company when it comes to your titles is very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more difficult than you would assume it is. And I got some interviews with the tech anim department. I got some interviews with our animation, 3D animation department, and they were all really nice. They talked to me. They told me some of the criteria I might need to add to my portfolio to join them, or if it was possible. The tech anim, unfortunately, like this is very specific, but at the time, tech anim didn't want somebody that was very new because I had Unreal experience, but not the way they need it because they need to sit and work with the artists to make it work.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it wouldn't have worked out. But they were very keen. But I feel like the people that I talked to also got me in touch with other people outside the company as well. Even though, like, personally, they chatted with me on LinkedIn and they're like, hey, I know you're going through this. Here are some of my friends. Maybe they could help you out.
I
And that was
remember
also
it
Oh, that's
nice.
nice.
wasn't the best time though. It was at the end of the year, so it
Ye-
was the strikes were ending or already ended, or it was around that time.
Yeah.
But it was
I,
end of the year. Usually it's bad even when the market's good
oh,
because all
definitely.
projects pause.
Holidays.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
holidays, yeah. So
Yeah.
that
Christmas.
also didn't help. Christmas.
Yeah, it didn't help at all. And the strikes had just ended, I think, 2 weeks before
Oh,
they made a concrete decision. And then they give you like another month to continue working with them, even after that.
So
So,
it,
what did you do during this
well,
time? Like you per se. What were you
for
doing?
we had a lot of resources. So I was learning ZBrush and continuing with the ragdoll stuff, and
Okay.
so many resources that you have at your disposal when you're at a big company. So many tutorials. I learned two new softwares while I was there, so that was great. But I did
It's
work on one project while I was there, so that was also great.
it's so interesting to see how different the experiences are. Not that it's specifically with Halon or Framestore. I think it's mostly I'm saying the US and England.
Yeah.
It's just the laws that were there. It
Yes.
really helps.
Sorry,
Sorry.
chicken's ready.
Do you have to leave, Shravya? Shravya's dinner is ready, I think.
Yep.
No,
A
no, it was my alarm for the podcast, but I was like, huh? This is a
little too
little too
late. A
late.
little too late. Okay, so your
Yes.
layoff wasn't as horribly as I've
Yeah.
heard with some other people, which is
Yeah.
great.
I had a very positive experience overall, and I told them as well. And I'm still in touch with a lot of my friends there. So
Oh, that's good.
But you were worried about your visa situation, I remember.
yes, so I have. When you're in London, you only have 2 months to find your next job, and if you
Mhm.
don't, you have to leave unless you want to. Well, it's not legal to overstay, but you shouldn't.
Yeah, yeah.
But you could. But
But
I decided
yours
to leave.
was a wrong was a hard time because it was end of
Yeah,
year and then the
yeah,
beginning of the year was slow to start.
yeah.
I don't know, was it slow to start in England too? Because here it was pretty slow.
It
It was
was.
so slow.
It
Yeah.
was.
First they told us 1st of January we'll start picking back up. Then they said like 25th of January. It just went on. Like it kept getting further and further. And I know like a lot of people whose contracts were gonna end, they were just gonna legitimately just end it. They weren't gonna continue. A lot of people,
So
from what I know.
they put you kind of like what I was on, like a furlough for a bit. So
No,
no.
it was a
Full
paid.
on goodbye.
Yeah,
Bye bye.
but
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
seems like Framestore, the way they didn't do furloughs. I didn't hear anyone getting
no,
furloughed.
they didn't.
Maybe
They
it's a
just
US thing.
Could be.
It could be,
did they
yeah.
do it a lot in the US though?
I mean,
Yeah,
I was on it.
That's true. I know about that.
Yeah.
in general, I heard studios, some did furloughs, like a round of furloughs and a round of layoffs. But that was
Okay.
mostly in the beginning when no one knew that it was going to get this
Right.
bad. So they're like, oh, there's possibility. We don't
Hmm.
know. Maybe we'll have projects. Who knew?
Yeah.
That this would happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
how emotionally, how are you? How were you during this time? Like, how was that for you?
Oof. I could ask you the
Oh,
questions too.
It was
please.
hard. It was
I
so
can
hard.
tell you.
Go for it. Tell me. Tell me, Sir May.
There you go.
Oh,
You
I
go
feel
first,
like
Ellen.
you want to say it.
sure, sure. Yeah. So when they told me the furlough news, like
Yeah.
I was very relaxed because I
It
saw
was.
that the news, like, okay, the strikes are coming. I'm like, this is great. I'm gonna be able to be picked up again. And then the news came that unfortunately there wasn't any projects, and it was kind of like, well, shoot, you know. Now it really hit me, and then just looking through LinkedIn, seeing everyone's new post of I just been laid off. Is there any work? It really hurt, but I still applied to everything. Still did it. Yeah. And
Still
then
does.
Yeah.
still do. Yeah. And then I'm now learning Unity and learning how to code. So I'm starting to see like maybe it's time to find something else to do, but I still have a huge passion for animation. But yeah, it's kind of getting to that point where is it time to move on or is it time to keep pushing still?
I think for us it's more like we had hope in the beginning because we all thought when the strikes end, it's gonna pick up. And the strike ended, and then it was end of year. So we're like, next year we'll pick up. And then when it picked up, we're like, okay, it's picking up. It's just slow. We'll get there. I remember saying, I think to my parents, I was like, yeah, it's end of the year. Don't worry about it. It's gonna pick up. And then January hit. I'm like, it's slow. Probably March. And then I again said, I think probably summer. And then when it hit March, I realized, no, there's probably going to be another huge strike in the summer. So it
Wow.
seems like it's not March, it's not summer, it's next year, if anything.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's I can concur with that entirely because it's good that. Oh, by the way, Alejandro, it's good that you're learning Unity. A lot of my friends have started picking that up, and that's
Hmm.
supposed to be really good for getting you a hire, at least initially. So
Yeah, highly
yeah,
recommend that. Unity lessons are amazing. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing basic coding right now, and it's great.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
A lot, honestly. Shocked
he
me
is
how.
really he tells me every time. He's like, I learned this and I learned this, and he showed me this little thing that he made. It's pretty cool. Like with the
Yeah.
amount of time that you're putting, you did a
I
great
already
job.
have meetings with friends because we're gonna create a game. I'm not gonna say what the game is, but like I just made the code where the certain object now just goes down the screen, and I can like change the speed of what I want it to do, and I'm
He has
sitting
so
here.
many side projects. I'm sitting here just being depressed, and he's just doing 10,000 things at the same time.
You gotta keep
You
moving.
gotta do it. Yeah, that's so true.
Exactly, and that
Um,
that that pushes like that pushes that depression, that that feeling away. You're like, I'm moving forward. Sorry, Shravya, go.
I can't.
what was
Go,
the question
Shravya, go.
again?
We
How
were
did we
talking
feel?
about emotionally when we were
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
laid off.
So for me, it didn't hit as hard because I had moved to a different country. So I was just like, oh, is this my depression just continuing? But
I'm sure the
I was
rain
a
didn't help either.
oh yeah, definitely. But Christmas in London's beautiful. So
Hmm.
I got out of it pretty fast and I started applying to places. I got an interview with a place as well, close to the end of my term. And they said, it's all right, you could head back and we'll call you back. And it was supposed to be April. It's April right now. And they actually did text me back and they said that we have had massive layoffs. We have to look for it internally and we're going to push it to 2025. So there's a maybe from somewhere in London, but it's in.
So you're on their list if anything
Yes,
comes
I'm
up.
on their list. Exactly.
I never know if they actually have a list. Like I've heard that from other. Like I'm on a list for Meta. Am I on a list for Meta, or is it just because they're trying to be nice?
No, sometimes they do get back. I've had callbacks a year or two later. Like when I
Oh,
was doing my bachelor's, somebody said maybe later, and I was already in America at the time doing my master's, and they're like, "Would you like to join us?" And I was like, "I'm sorry,
too late.
but I can't. Too late."
Too late. You missed me.
Yeah. Halon called me back too. Actually, I didn't. I don't know if you know this, but I did an interview with Halon as I think they wanted an asset, somebody for the VAD department, basically. Um, and they
Hmm.
called me in, and I was very interested in animation and not assets at the time. So even now,
Oh,
yeah.
so that was
And they called
before
me back.
Halon.
No,
Yeah.
no, Halon itself called me
Yeah, but
for a
before
3D.
we became the
Yeah, before
previs.
we became
Oh, okay. I
exactly.
was like, oh, that was
Hmm.
recent. That's cool.
Yeah. And then they were like, "Hey." 1 month later, I texted them and I was like, "Hey, you have any openings?" And they're like, "Yeah, join us on Monday." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Did you
And
know
I
it was
came.
an animation job, or did they,
No, I did know it was an animation job. They're like, "We have something perfect for you." I was like, "Sure, why not?"
did you
And then
know it
we
was? Did you know Previs? Because me and Alejandro had no idea when we joined Halon. We had no idea what Previs was.
Nope.
I knew about layout. I didn't know about previous. So for the longest time, I used to call it layout with Fabio actually, and then it was
I mean, it's
oh, it's
very
layout.
similar.
It really
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
it
It's
is.
just yeah, in the Due and layout don't have as much camera work maybe. In Previs, it's more camera heavy.
Yeah, but I can understand that because one of my friends, when I was graduating for my master's, was doing a course for visualization, and I did not understand it because he was graduating with us. He was in the same classes as us, but his project was so different from ours that I was like, "Huh, very weird. What are you doing?" And then he sat me down and told me. That's the only reason I knew about
How
this
do
course.
you, for our viewers, because a lot of our viewers might not know what previs or visualization is.
You got
So
it.
how
Okay.
would you describe it? Thank you so much. Ooh, I'll do crazy hands on the side. Crazy hands,
What is
crazy hands.
this?
This is like somebody congratulating me. Oh, there's a fly. Go away.
Get Louis.
Louis, please come eat this fly from me. Um, is it? Yeah, please let our viewers know what do you how do you explain what previs is?
So previs is basically when the director wants to, basically we make the movie before the movie's made. That's the best way I can describe it. So usually we're given a script or a storyboard, depending on where they're at, a storyboard animatic, and we create sequences for people based off of what is either already drawn or what we read off of the script. And we give that to our supervisor who puts it all together, and we get a little movie that then that goes into tech viz afterwards. Tech viz is again technical visualization, where it helps put all the cameras and also the lights, surprisingly, because I was at a gig where they were doing some tech viz and they wanted tech viz specifically in Unreal Engine so that the light was correct, so that the light department could figure out how to put it in the studio, which is kind of cool.
We don't get enough credit for all the stuff that we do for these people.
Seriously.
Seriously. The previous animator section in credits I've seen so far are
Yeah.
always at the end. We're before the end of the movie. Which is sad because we do everything almost
But hey,
before the movie
just
gets
be
made.
happy that your name is on there. So
See, this positivity kills me. So good.
Again.
Baba.
gotta be positive. Now,
Exactly. There's
okay,
positive and negative.
yes,
You'll do well.
we balance each other out.
Exactly.
All right. So question for me is, how is the job hunt going, and how are you feeling about that?
Ooh, good question.
I mean, you're back in India, right? We didn't mention that.
Yes, I am back in India at the moment. And the job hunt was going well. And like I said, I got an interview with one place, and I got another interview to lead a team in a different place as well. But then they required me to have a visa, and that was my main problem. They weren't willing
no.
to sponsor, so that was.
So
a
you're
very
looking for
big
jobs
thing.
in London.
Yes, I'm looking for jobs in London. Well, mostly New Zealand's nice too. But
Shravya loves New Zealand. Her favorite place in the world is New Zealand.
I mean,
it's a
Lord of the
brilliant,
Rings.
beautiful place.
Lord of the Rings. Ah,
Oh,
See?
I
I
gotta.
forgot about that.
It's on my bucket list to go visit. I need to see that country.
It's beautiful. You have to see it.
I mean, with your lack of jet lag, I'm sure you can do it in a weekend. Just go there, come back.
No, that one I would probably need like a month just to see the views, the shot. Sorry, I'm going
it's
off
amazing.
topic.
No, continue. Tell us about New Zealand.
She doesn't want to talk
Sponsored
about
by-
No, actually, yes. This video hopefully one day will be sponsored by New Zealand so that we can do a podcast in their beautiful country. My name is
Please fly to
Alejandro.
New
That's
Zealand.
Sormia. Please fly us out.
Did you say Sormia?
Sormay.
Sorry.
People are
Sormay.
gonna think my name is a Sormia now. Sormay.
Sormay.
He combined
Okay.
Termeh and Narnia, and he was like,
So-
sorry.
Sormia.
That's another good movie.
Sormania. Tell us, Shravya. Continue.
Yes. The job hunt was good close to the end of January. The main problem was, again, the visa and sponsoring it and stuff like that. A lot of... Wait, let me gather my thoughts. I completely forgot what I was going to say.
A lot of
Anyway, it's
the places that I look for, because I also would love to move to Europe somewhere, they stopped doing sponsorship in general. There are
Yes.
jobs right now. There are openings that are perfect for my level. None of them sponsor. They're all like open to EU candidates or UK candidates or someone that already has a visa.
Are you still
Please
applying?
don't. No, because
Exactly.
what is the
Apply.
point? You're gonna.
Who cares? You never
That's a
know.
major thing.
One day they'll find out and they'll just be like, all right, let me just look at
This girl keeps
Sormay's
applying.
application. Oh, she needs a visa. Oh, but her history's great. You know what? I'm gonna contact her. You never know. That's the thing. You never know. You gotta keep
You never
doing it.
know.
Fine.
Do
Fine.
it. I'm still doing it. You have to. Come on.
But you already held the visa. I feel like I don't know. I feel
Maybe
like the
they're like,
possibility
oh,
is
she
higher.
didn't hold it long enough. And they're like, I don't want to see her anymore.
We should all apply. If that's the result,
Oh, yeah.
is yes, I agree.
My
We
name's
should
already
all
in their
apply anyway.
application system, so it's okay.
Your name is on the application system of everybody.
Again, I'm Alejandro. I'm looking for work. You have my application there with my resume.
He's doing a
Reach out.
podcast, he's doing a game, and he's working at a restaurant. He's potential in another job, but please, everybody, jobs, come, please help him. He needs more,
Oh,
even
I need
more.
more. I need more.
I
We all
actually have
do.
some good news.
Oh, let's hear it.
So I got an interview yesterday, and I went through the process. They seemed to like me. They asked me what my salary expectations are. So maybe our industry is picking back up finally.
The
Oh,
fact
so
that
it's
that's
animation.
Beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, it's animation?
No, as a previous artist.
Oh,
perfect. Is in London?
uh, yes.
who cares? That's great. That's wonderful.
Congratulations. I
Yeah.
mean, not prematurely, but still, the fact that I feel like when they ask you your price range, that's usually a very good sign that they want to move forward.
Yeah, but
True. So
how do you guys answer that one? Because when I do those on applications, I try not to put a number down. I try to say that let's negotiate.
That's what I've always heard that to say, even in interviews, if they ask to say, what is your price range, first of all, and then dodge the question until you're sure
Yeah.
you know all the responsibilities.
that's true. But sometimes they do it over email because that's what happened to me. So
What do you
can't really.
do?
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, that's really tough. So I actually went with depend. I have a very standard line that I go with, which is depending on what you think is fair for both you, the company, and me, your artist, and the talent and experience that I bring. What range do you think would be preferable for somebody like me? And then you negotiate from there.
That's
Answer
good.
the question with a question.
Yep.
Nice.
I just normally either put negotiation or whatever the industry standard rate is
Mm.
at the time.
That's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're
Industry
not.
standard, they can lowball you, but
But
you
You
then
never
take the
if
know.
high
they,
range, yeah.
yeah, because you can always go to Glassdoor and look at the salary rates, and then you can then say, okay, well, the industry standard states it's so and so, and you're offering me this.
The interesting thing is when I remember when we were interviewing for Fame Store and they asked me my price range, and it's so different in London or in the UK because it's even though it's the same range, it's lower there. So if you get like 70,000 here, you get what, 60 there or 50
Yeah,
there?
yeah,
But
60.
it doesn't mean that you're actually getting paid less. It's
Yeah.
just cost
It's
of living
the
is lower, I guess.
currency, actually, also, because
Currency and yeah,
USD and yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's all about the currency rate.
Interesting.
Well, hey, congratulations. That's awesome. Hopefully
I know.
you have news for us soon that it works out.
I
Let us
hope so.
know, please. I am
Of
sure our
course,
viewers
I'm
would
not
also
not
want to
gonna
know.
tell you.
I mean, we
Well,
haven't spoken since January,
yeah,
so
Alejandro more than me. If you don't tell me, our friendship is over.
I know. Alejandro, let me know.
Alejandro's
yeah.
face, it got
I
serious
I
suddenly.
wasn't gonna go that far. I was just like, I'll talk to you in a year and then just let me know if you're working.
Don't worry. As soon as I get into a place, or if you guys get into a place, let's just be like, "Yo, let's recommend all of our friends."
We should comment
Always.
underneath the video that we talked about. So underneath your episode on YouTube, you can say, I got a job. And we're like, congratulations. Then everyone would know. Then you
But
don't
Yeah.
have to go tell everyone.
that's a perfect idea to do anyway. That's how you network. Also,
Yep.
is when I mean, again, that's how I got you on Halon. You and Eric came because they asked, "Do you know any animators?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know
Oh,
some there."
me. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. On my screen, Shravya's on that side, and you're like her, and I'm like,
Okay,
oh, who?
to
Someone.
match it.
You're talking to
Yes.
me. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
That is how we got to know each other. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
Networking is everything.
networking is
Exactly.
everything.
I got in only because Brian told them about me.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
Oh,
that's where
Brian, what
Brian
was his
Gable,
title? Yeah,
Gable.
no, but what does he do? What did he do?
project manager,
Producer,
Oh, he
project
project
manager,
manager,
he
or project
yeah.
coordinator.
project coordinator. Thank you, project
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
coordinator.
went to university together. So yeah.
There was a lot of people from your university there. So
Yes.
Yes.
many.
Yep.
What was your university called?
Academy of Art University.
Academy of Art
Shameless
University.
plug. You can
It's,
put it in.
I'll put it in right there. It's in San Francisco.
Right there.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's in San Francisco. Nice place. Very
See,
expensive.
so that's something really important for the viewers to know is yeah, when you go to these like conventions or anything with animation or you meet someone that's an animator, just
Talk to them.
connect. Yep.
Talk to them.
Just talk, talk,
Animators
talk.
are always nice. I can say this. My sister is a fine arts industry. She's a painter. Their community is so much harder to deal with because they're not as, it's very individualistic. It's you, and you're not really, if you're helping someone, you want something in return most of the time, not always, but that's more how it is. With animation, we will leave our project to help you grow.
Yeah,
So if you meet an animator, go talk to them. They'll be more than happy to help you in any way they can. Never be worried about any of that with
Yeah.
us.
that's true. And they're very friendly too. Like we're not scary people. Just come
I don't
talk
know.
to us.
Yeah,
Give us your little business card. And we were like, yeah, we can help out. We're all suffering.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
That's how it was at work too with all of us. Like we would
Yeah.
just even if we weren't on the same project, we would still be chatting and talking and then if you knew how to fix something, you would be able to like you just stop and be like, "Yeah, here, let me help you."
And we
That's
were
right.
all in the same area. We're all in the Bay Area. So one day I was like, okay, I'm tired of only talking on Slack. I created this channel called San Francisco, like a Bay Area Hailoners or something. And then
Yeah.
I asked everyone who lives in the Bay Area, come join our chat. And then we were like 7 people, 6 at the time.
Yeah.
And we had hangouts every once in a while, which was pretty fun. And then we just trickled down. We're like 7, then 6, then 5, then 4. I think we ended up with 3, and then we got laid off. That should have been a sign of something's going to happen, but
It's
didn't
like
see
this
it.
little pig you went to.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it went. But those were fun times. Wait, so I wanted to ask this question from you. So are you okay with the fact that you moved for a job with animation,
Yes. At the
even though you
time,
lost your visa and all that happened?
oh yeah, definitely. It was an experience first of all, because I've already done it before. I moved from India to America, built something, and I actually missed it a lot because I was moving. But also, it was an opportunity. It was me broadening my horizons, putting more stuff on my plate, also expanding. We are all growing older, and it's better to experience something. So for me, it was an adventure,
Hmm.
and I don't regret it at all, given the state of how everything turned out. Also in the U.S. But
Yeah.
also I learned a lot in London, and I was able to deal with a lot of things that I didn't think I would be able to just on my own. And yeah,
Would you
so a
move
lot of
again if they
confidence.
didn't sponsor? Like if they, not that they didn't sponsor, if they didn't pay everything for you? Because I
Oh
remember
yeah,
they took care of everything, right?
they did. They took care of everything for me and some rent as well, so it was pretty good.
Nice.
I would definitely move. If it's
Hmm.
London again, yes. If it's another country,
New
I would be
Zealand.
a little yes. It's just that easy. I want to explore. It's so much easier to explore a country if you're inside inside a specific city and just you can go out and do more things. I feel if we're just confined to one space, I don't feel like I'm growing. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Alejandro, would you move?
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Animation job, New Zealand.
Yeah, in a
That's as
heartbeat.
far.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've already applied
Yeah.
to Australia. I applied to
Oh yeah, that's true.
Frame Store's animator application for Australia. I already
They
applied
have
to
a
Those
them.
are
few
not cool.
open positions there.
Yeah.
I
Their
think
Australia studio is growing.
that's expression of interest though, as far as I know. From what I know.
Oh,
What do you mean?
Like they're looking but casually.
yeah.
Ah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's okay.
Frame
But
store in general. Everyone is.
yeah. Well,
That's
it's
true.
because they're trying to pick out the right person, but then the part that they don't like to mention, which we all know, is who's more affordable. So,
That's definitely the biggest thing right now.
yeah.
I've heard that a lot of companies lay off so that they can rehire with lower wages, which makes sense. Everyone's doing it now.
Yeah.
What about you,
Wait,
Termeh? Would you move?
I, I would
That's a
move.
no. Everyone
No,
else.
I would, but not to, no, I wouldn't move to New Zealand or Australia. I've moved enough times, so I want to move to a place that I know it's a little more permanent than just, oh, let's go for a job and then move in 2 months. No. Like if they
It's a good
say
answer.
England, I was like, okay. France, yes. Europe, yes. Europe, yes. Other places, no. Like India, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, like those places, probably not.
I applied to a
She's like,
job
no
in
to
Czech
Asia.
Republic.
No to Asia and
Yep.
Nice.
Australia and Africa and South America. It's just Europe. Europe, yes. Anywhere else, no.
Well,
You're
we
like,
did get that warning, guys, of 15 minutes, But
Oh wait, I have one more question
yeah,
and then we can go. I remember you were talking about the fact that you heard from a few studios about AI. You were
Yeah.
telling me. I'm gonna
Yes.
tell everyone because it was very interesting
Yes.
to me.
Of course. Yeah. So AI is the new buzzword, basically. Artificial intelligence is taking over everything from medical to arts. And now a lot of companies are actually holding their breath and waiting for somebody to either develop AI more to put it into their pipeline so that they don't need 50 people to do a specific job. They just need a supervisor and a lead to do probably 20 people's job and hire another two or three more to do the rest. If you go to see, concept art in total is basically going to go extinct in my personal opinion. Not
Hmm.
completely, of course. Like when we had motion capture, we didn't get rid of the animators, we just got cleanup artists. So something along the lines of that, which is somebody will be cleaning up a lot of the stuff that is given to you by AI. One of our friends is a concept artist, and she gets a lot of her concept art from clients. Basically, by AI, they do the work and they're like, "Oh, give me something like this," and that just makes an entire industry obsolete, which is quite scary. And yeah,
Do you think it's
that's
gonna happen to animators too? We're gonna become cleanup artists?
probably.
Well, when motion capture happened, we had motion capture cleanup artists. For
Hmm.
a lot of the games, we do that too, if you know. But we probably will depends on stuff that is coming out and how it is compatible with the rest of the industry as well. Like, will comping be compatible with it? Will tracking be compatible with it? But we still need tracking artists, right? So will the
Yeah.
assets still go in through the same way? Because Sora AI is looking quite promising and it's quite scary too.
It's very scary. If AI takes over tracking, I would be more than happy to just relinquish. It's fine. Take over, I'm glad. It's
Oh
fine.
my god, tracking was so difficult. But I do know that a lot of people are hiring based off of AI too. So I think you got a call back from somewhere
I
for
got a
AI
call
right?
back from Meta about an AR and VR job animation that was a lot of AI included. Yeah. It didn't
Yeah.
pan out because I was in Dubai and the timing didn't work out and I missed my opportunity. So everybody, please, if you get an interview, make it work when they say this time. Really try to, in this market, you can't really negotiate on time. So please just say yes and make it work, even if it's 3 a.m. your time. It will be worth it. But yeah, I missed out. But yeah, okay, cool, interesting. Yeah, I didn't know about the. I just found it very interesting that a lot of companies are like hogging some projects right now so that their pipelines are ready.
Yeah. And some people are actually working in conjunction with these companies. So I went to two studios and I was talking to them through somebody, and they were like, "Oh, we're trying to develop something in the pipeline with AI included into our Maya packaging." I was like, "What? Ooh, that's very interesting."
Well, we will. Only time will tell, really, how that
Yeah.
goes for
Yeah,
all of us. But I will say, Shravya, I am really happy that you're very positive and open,
same, same.
happy, and I'm super excited about the jobs. Hopefully, you get it. And
Fingers crossed.
yeah, keep us updated, please.
Of
Yeah,
course, yeah.
let us know how it goes. Thank you so much for being here with us today,
Thank you for having me.
Thank
and
you.
we'll
That's
talk
our
soon.
awesome. Yeah. What is it? Keep it crusty.
Keep it crusty,
What is
Chris.
it? Crispy.
Don't be crusty, people. Be
One more
crispy.
time. We'll do this again.
Let's be crispy. Let's stay
Let's
crispy.
be
That's what we
crispy.
say. No, stay. Let's stay crispy. Okay, go for it. Say it. You can say
Let's stay crispy, you guys.
it.
Till
We'll
next
see you
time.
soon.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
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 So for today's resources, we're thinking of showing you how to learn how to code in Unity because we're talking with Shravya about how amazing that software is, and Alejandro's been having such a great time learning and how easy it is for him to go through everything. So we thought to share that with you today.
Yeah, no, it's been a great time learning, and Unity has some great lessons. So you can go straight to Unity Learning, which is a wonderful page. It has all the resources that you can have. As you can tell, for me, I'm actually trying to learn how to code. So they have a great tutorial that's called Create with Code, and they go step by step with videos and text instructions on how each process should be. You can also take so many more different classes. So if you wanted to do scripting, you can click on that tab and they have all these resources that you can go to and just choose whichever one you're interested in doing. And they are wonderful. That sometimes they're short, sometimes they're very long, so you can pick and choose what you would like to do. But I
Is
definitely
it
recommend.
similar to the Unreal one?
Exactly. It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah. So I highly recommend this. It's a great asset for you guys even. I know we're all animators or anything out there, but just trying to create something and learn a new system is going to help you in your resume, and it's also going to help you out for a job.
And you can keep busy, having fun, learning something new. So a
Yes.
lot of good things.
Yes. So go check them out, Unity Learning, and share in the comments below what you end up doing. So we're excited to see you guys take these classes, and please in the comments below share exactly what you're doing, and we're looking forward to seeing it.
Exactly. For today's shot, we're thinking of showing you this amazing layout by Adriel Scott. I hope that I pronounced your name right. It looked pretty cool, so we wanted you to check it out too. Um, you can look at his shot on his LinkedIn page, as you can see here, but let's see it. For all of our Spotify listeners, we're looking at the Ninja Turtle characters on being on the roof. Here's their boards. They're looking at each other. We get a close-up shot of one of them looking over, has an idea, smiles, gets up, walks over, runs, and jumps off the roof. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Great camera work.
Our previous shots would be something very similar to this.
Yeah. It's not polished and it's not like super super basic. You get the idea, and that's exactly what
Exactly,
what they're looking for.
exactly. It's done very well. I think Agora's last month challenge was Ninja Turtles, and I think this was one of the shots for them, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, it's done very well.
Yeah, wonderful. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, so that's it for us today. Stay crispy, and we'll see you next time.
See you